Welcome. Today we're continuing the Gintama journey with episode 1010. No, I want to say 1010, but we're already at 110 and 111. As always, if you enjoy the content I'm making and you want to support this channel, you can head over to my Patreon. Link is in the description down below. You can also join the Discord server if you want to talk, hang out, or just to have some fun. If that's what you like, and I think you do. And subscribe if you want to see more. So let's get into episode 110. You know, I really like this episode just for the whole setting and the setup. I said in the reaction that I love me some, just prison breaks in movies. There's quite a few movies, quite a few famous movies. For example, Shawshank Redemption is one of the classics and one of the best, for sure. And yeah, it's just the whole atmosphere, the planning that goes behind it. It's just always so enjoyable for me to watch. So that's already why I like this episode. But then came Katsura and made it even better. It was really a different and weird, kind of odd seeing him in this situation, in this environment, because it just made his character shine even more, made it clear who he really is and how he acts. Something that came to mind when I watched this episode was that he just leisurely, effortlessly attracts people, which is also a parallel to Gintoki, because Gintoki is also someone who attracts people, but in a kind of different way, because he has more of a this charm. This people feel safe with him and they feel like they can trust him. Katsura is a bit different there. He has the leader capacity and authority, so people want to follow him, and more of a subordinate relationship. It's not in a negative way, but yeah, that's what we saw at the end with all the prisoners and even the guards. Basically, at the end, he was the boss of the prison. Made them look like puppets, and all along he wanted to break out. That was a nice twist. Gintama and its twists, they always appear so out of the blue, so surprisingly. And again, in this one, we were focused on the protagonist. His name, I don't know his name, but the protagonist, he wanted to break out from the start, but he couldn't because of Katsura always annoying him and him feeling like he was always being watched by Katsura. But actually, Katsura was awake because he was trying to escape himself. So that the kind of opposite way. It's just such a nice twist and packed into a comedic scene, which revealed that pretty much everyone wanted to escape. Which, of course, in a prison, not all people actually. Some people want to stay in prison because they have been there pretty much all their life, and that's all they know. So when they get out, they commit another crime only so that they can get back in to prison. So they are back in their comfort zone. They live where they are familiar with their environment, the people, how everything is set up, the rules, because there are rules. Yeah, that's a very complex topic, I think. It's also a topic that is discussed in Shawshank Redemption. If you haven't seen that movie, watch it. It's very good. It's very good. So yeah, at that comedic scene, everyone wanted to escape, but everyone was feeling watched. And it became this funny loop, never-ending loop. Yeah, it was good. It was really good. A really funny episode. Okay, one more thing. I like how they expanded the world. It was kind of a world-building episode in a way. It was only about the prison, but it showed how this whole infrastructure is set up. And this prison is in the sea, closed off from the mainland, very fortified. And it also reminded me of... I don't know if I could say it. It's not really a spoiler, but a certain series, a beloved series for many people. There's also a mini arc about prison escape. Yeah, that's also pretty good. But nothing can reach that because, that was so good. That was so good. Yeah, whatever. I've talked for long enough. This was good. I really enjoyed it. Let's get into episode 111. Okay, that second part of the episode, it blew me away with how good it was and how good it made me feel. Even though it wasn't really a sad or tragic episode, it made me feel so much. It was so emotional. And as I said, it made me feel so good, so warm, so embraced. This was just a perfect example for a feel-good episode or a feel-good story. It was a side story, a mini story, but in my opinion, one of the best in Gintama. Honestly, it was so wholesome. There was nothing really conflicting about it. There was no conflict. There was no action, no fights, no villains or anything. It was just about Kagura smiling, being happy, enjoying herself in the rain. And seeing Kagura smile, it just warms my heart. And I think that's just not just me, but a lot of Gintama fans. I think Kagura is also one of the most beloved characters in the series. If she's not, then I'm shocked. Because, I mean, come on, it's Kagura. Honestly, it's Kagura. And her giving her umbrella to the kids, to the poor kids who were standing out in the rain and not having any shelter. The umbrella she fixed herself. She enjoyed so much the reason she was going outside and just living life while most other people, just like Gin and Shin, were stuck inside, bored, bit unhappy. Yeah, she was just having the time of her life to give that thing, that umbrella, up for those kids. It was a very noble sacrifice. It was a sacrifice, very noble sacrifice, and also so courageous, so selfless. This episode made me love Kagura even more. She's just, I mean, of course, she has that stupid childlike nature to her, which is also fine. I enjoyed that part of her too. But the selfless, the serving, the open Kagura is the one I love the most, and I think that's what really makes her her. I wanted to tell a story about something that happened in my life when I was little, just a young kid. When I was still in kindergarten, there was one time when it was raining pretty heavily outside. I don't know exactly how it went down, but for some reason, uh, some other kids and me decided to go outside, and I think, what's the name? What's the word? Caretakers. In a way, they were caretakers in the kindergarten. They were okay with that, I think. So we put on some, saggy clothes that could get wet, that were allowed to get wet, and we just sprinted outside, running around in the rain, kind of dancing in the rain. And that is a very vivid memory. That is a memory I think I will never forget, because we just enjoyed life in that moment so much. It was so beautiful. Just everything vanishes, past or future or any kind of worry, and you're just in that moment, just being and having fun, laughing, loving. Ah, it's beautiful. And so I kind of I felt what Kagura felt in that moment when she was outside, just dancing, even though she was on her own. Well, kind of with Sadaharu, but still on her own. She still loved it so much, and I could really sympathize with her in that moment. A great story. Really, yeah, one of the best, I think one of the best mini episodes, mini stories in Gintama, my opinion, just because I love it. Just because I love it. And the first part of this episode, it was good seeing the Kama, the, I don't even know the right term. Whatever, one was Saigo Amizu, Saigo. Yeah, those two. They have such extroverted personalities, and also very strong-willed, self-confident people. You just love watching them. Even though in the end it was a weird episode in a way, but nonetheless, what made it so good was seeing them again and seeing Pachinko. Oh god, I forgot the names. Gin and Shin being dressed up as women. It's a sight to behold. That is certain. Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode as a whole, but especially, of course, the second part. And I hope you enjoyed this reaction to this video. If you did, leave a like, comment down below what you think about Kagura's rain dance, and subscribe if you want to see more. So, enjoy your day, take care, and bye.